Welcome to Motivational Monday. This is Fed Razak, senior trading strategist here at CM Trading. And today, I'm going to discuss a trader that deposited $4,000 in his account, and 10 months later, he had over $90,000. Now, he did not deposit any more money, and no, he wasn't trading a crazy market activity, and it wasn't Corona. It was 10 years ago to the date. But before we start, make sure to like and subscribe if you find value in this presentation, okay? So here's the story. I'm just joining CM Trading, and I'm introduced to the client list here at CM Trading. I was working on the trading desk as well at the time. We're a very small company, so a lot of the new clients that were coming in, we kind of had a good handle of them. We kind of understood them. We were very family-like in terms of, the way we approached our clients. And there was one particular client who deposited $4,000. And at the time, it's a decent amount of money to open up an account. And he, on his first month, made $6,000 to $7,000. On the second month, he made about $9,000. On the third month, about $11,000. And he kept on making these returns. And after 10 months, he had about $90,000. Now he got our attention, okay? So there's a couple of things here. Number one, after a client starts doing this, you kind of think that he's doing something nefarious, something sketchy, something not really within regulatory standards. And we kind of, perked up on him and, checked up on him and saw some of the trades, and we saw everything was legit. Same IP address, same trades, same strategy, nothing different. At the time, he was trading the market, and he was doing it very well. Now, this goes back to about this summer, okay, about 10 years ago, and we hit the Arab Spring. I don't know if you guys remember that, but it forced the price of oil to go and skyrocket, and he was short the position, and he couldn't get out of it, and he got caught up, and he lost a decent amount of money. He kept most of that $90,000, but he did lose a decent amount of it. And as a result, he closed the account, he pulled out his money, and that was it. So I called him up, and his name, I can't, obviously for reasons of regulatory standards, we can't display his name, but let's call him MH. So MH moved his money out. I gave him a call. I said, how you doing? What's going on? And he said to me a couple of things. He said, my mentor passed away. So that by itself should play a role, okay, in kind of throwing you off edge and not keeping you on balance. And, it was something that he couldn't have really anticipate, right? A mentor passing away, very sad situation. And obviously it affected him. It affected him emotionally. It affected him with his work. And as a result, he wasn't as focused as before. But that's not the main point, as sad as that is. The main point is that the market changed, and he didn't change with the market. When we studied his trades throughout that entire time, we saw that he kept on doing the same thing. And the market kept on giving him that same opportunity to make back that money when he was doing that thing. Now, it was a certain period, and that period passed on. But when he tried to do it again with oil, when that Arab Spring has started happening and the price skyrocketed, it didn't follow through. It didn't work out. And as a result, he lost a good chunk of money. So there's a couple of things here to really take note here. Number one, don't discount how much a mentor means to you in your life. That's one, okay? Along that line, along that time period, he had someone guiding him throughout that entire period. So he felt much more secure with himself when he was making those trades. That's number one. Number two, and most importantly, markets change. And we have to adapt to the market conditions, okay? Now, that doesn't mean we're changing our principles. It doesn't mean that we're changing our beliefs. It doesn't mean that we're changing who we are. We're just changing our conditions of why we are doing what we're doing when we are doing it, okay? But it doesn't mean that we're changing ourselves. It means that we are adapting to the market environment. And that is the key to staying in the long term in any type of business. Just realize any type of business is gonna change. There's gonna be variations. One example of it is a company called Blockbuster. Now, Blockbuster killed the market when it came to rental movies. Now, this was one of the biggest things in the 1990s, where Blockbuster became a mega video rental store where you just gone in, new releases were there, they had multiple of them, so you could always find one. It was easy drop off. For the time, it was ahead of its curve. It was just a very useful, very easy, very open type of store. And you walked in, you walked out, and people were going from the transformation of going to movie theaters to having a decent theater at home with a large TV. TVs were getting bigger. And as a result, that transformation was happening. But guess what happened to Blockbuster Video? They went bust. They went bust when the internet age kind of started, and they were able to stream online, and then you were able to rent online, and then you saw like it went from here to here. The business went from Blockbuster to Netflix. That's all that happened. Didn't disappear, did not disappear, it was still there. But they couldn't adapt. They couldn't make that transition. Right now, as we're speaking, Walmart is trying to make that transition to online apparel or to online retail from its stores, from its traditional stores because of Amazon. Now, this is still an ongoing thing. Do they still have presence in the stores? Yes. Will stores completely go out of business? No, because we still like to touch and feel and see things. But nevertheless, you've got to offer that dual service, the ability for them to also go online and to purchase things. Now, at any time in our lives, whether market conditions around us change, we need to adapt to those market conditions. If AI is going to come in and it's going to change the type of employees that are needed in the marketplace, then we change. Doesn't mean that we change our identity, doesn't mean that we're changing our virtues and our beliefs, but it does mean that we need to adapt our skills and to adapt a different edge into what the market gives credence to, what the market actually pays for. And that is a very important lesson. And unfortunately, MH had to learn it the hard way, and haven't seen whether or not he's traded again or not traded again, but I think he has learned the lesson. After those wounds have kind of healed themselves, he could then move forward and say, okay, this is what I did wrong, but this is what I'm going to do next. That's as important as anything. What I'm going to do next is not where I got here. Like I was thinking the other day, how I got to where I am right now, and it's not how I got to where right now, it's how am I going to get to tomorrow that I want to get to. That's the answer I need to ask myself, and that's the question I need to answer for myself. Thank you for joining me for Motivational Mondays. We'll see you here next week.